The new update to GTA Online this week brought a ton of really unique discounts and game changes this week. Today on the show, we will be talking about these discounts, and I'll be giving a review and breakdown of some of the best purchases that you can acquire this week in GTA Online. This video is all about what to buy and also what to avoid buying this week. I know that you put a lot of time and effort into building your wealth in GTA Online, and it would be a real shame to see it wasted on useless purchases, so I did the work for you this week, putting together a helpful buyer's guide so you can get the most value out of your spending. If you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you want to stay up to date with everything GTA Online and Rockstar games, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. So starting off with our major property discount first, then we'll work our way into covering all the vehicle discounts. We have lots of different discounts on CEO type activities and properties. We have 50% off CEO offices, 40% off CEO office renovations, 40% off special cargo warehouses, and 25% off warehouse staff cargo sourcing. Now, I have a bunch of reasons that you should get a CEO office. One is so you can get that special cargo warehouse, which allows you to make a ton of money. You source and sell that cargo for tons of money. And, you know, a big recommendation here is if you're a big grinder and a big GTA player, and this is something that you want to do as an investment for down the line, you can purchase up to 5 large warehouses, fill them up completely, and wait for a double money event to make millions and millions of dollars. Otherwise, I recommend you just stick with 1 or 2, and you don't even need to fill those up all the way to sell them. You could, you know, fill it up a third of the way or a quarter of the way and sell it, and you'll do just fine because you'll make money for all those crates. Next up, you get free snacks, you get to hire associates to help you out with your grinding, CEO offices function just as great businesses in the game in general, and you get to spawn lots of useful vehicles, like the Buzzard attack chopper, for example. And then perhaps the most important reason to register as a CEO in GTA and invest in an executive office is the CEO office allows players to start the import-export business, which is still, since 2016, one of the best ways of making money here. You know, it's active grinding for sure, but it's still really good for making money if you're not just grinding Kaio all day, every single day. Now moving on to all our vehicle discounts. Let's start off with some of the biggest ones first. 30% off the Pegassi Tezeract. The Tezeract is different from recent electric vehicles in that its initial acceleration is slower, similar to the internal combustion engine vehicles, and it slowly speeds up over time. Where it ends up is an impressive top speed that rivals the top supercars and is noticeably higher than the other electric vehicles. It is also surprisingly good at ramming other vehicles out of the way despite its lightweight design and lack of torque, but the one main drawback to this vehicle is that at high speeds, the handling is very poor. Almost like you're taped to the road, but your wheels will still cause you to understeer and slide into walls, cars, barriers, pretty much anything really easily if you try and push those high speeds and you try and corner really tightly. Next up, we have 40% off the Ardent. The Ardent has great acceleration, which provides good speed in a matter of seconds, although it's not as great as other sports-oriented vehicles of its class. The handling is good, with little to no sights of understeer or oversteer when turning at those moderate to high speeds, though at high speeds, like in the very high speeds, the understeer is a little bit more noticeable. Braking's also good, able to stop a car within a relatively short distance, also allowing to overcorrect turning in case the steering is not enough to sort a curve, and the driver has access to 2 front-facing machine guns with this vehicle, which perform the same as those vehicles such as the Blazer Aqua and the Ruiner 2000. They have decent firepower overall against players and vehicles with none or light armor, but they'll probably struggle against heavily armored vehicles. After that, we have 40% off the Pfister Comet SR. The Comet SR is a very fast car in the sports class with excellent traction, good acceleration, and a high top speed. It drives very similarly to the related Comet, but the extra aerodynamic modifications on it and the improved engine power and the wider tires make it grippier and it's easier to handle than the OG variant. Like the standard model though, the Comet SR is powered by that same single can carbureted V8 coupled to a 6-speed gearbox and a rear engine rear wheel drive layout, and the engine sound is also different, being a lower pitch variant of the one used in vehicles like the Jester and the ETR1, for example. After that, we have 40% off the Pfister Comet Retro Custom. Similar to the relationship between the LG R8 and the LG Retro Custom, the Comet Retro Custom becomes slightly slower after the conversion at Benny's original motor works, and many features are retained from the standard Comet, including its wheel spin and its overall loose handling. The vehicle is overall hard to handle in my opinion, as hard turns often cause the back end to spin out and the acceleration is delayed due to the wheel spin off the line, while the top speed isn't like top of its class, but overall the Comet Retro Custom is just not very suitable for competitive racing due to that lacking performance it has. However, it is still generally decent in the sports class and it's fun to drive. Next up, after that, we have 30% off the armored Boxville. As expected, this vehicle is significantly slow due to the large amount of armor across the entire vehicle, meaning its compact engine struggles to power the rear wheels under this load. After a while though, you could probably pick up the speed, but the front fitted ram gives the vehicle superior ramming capabilities, capable of barreling through oncoming traffic with little loss of speed there. Unfortunately though, despite being an armored vehicle, its level of protection against damage is actually really low. It has no added resistance to explosions compared to regular vehicles, and it can't even survive one hit from an RPG, grenade, or other explosives, meaning that armor is really basically just for cosmetic appearance and aesthetic. The vehicle does, however, come equipped with 50 caliber machine gun turret, similar to the Insurgent pickup, which has devastating firepower against pedestrians and unarmored vehicles, and it's able to kill most NPCs and players in 1 to 2 hits and take down most helicopters or vehicles in less than 20, so that is a good part of the Boxville there. After that, we have 75% off the Nagasaki BF400, our best discount this week in terms of percentage off. The BF400 is likely the slowest of all sports bikes in the games, but it may be comparable to, for example, the PCJ600, albeit after a longer period of acceleration if you give it that point. Its more compact construction and lighter weight, however, allows this bike to corner better than its 2 other counterparts, and its superior suspension makes it a better off-road choice compared to that PCJ600 or the FCR 900. However, it cannot compete with the Sanchez in this regard because that is a better off-road vehicle. Overall though, despite no exceptional performance, it's a very fun bike to ride on, and I picked one up this week and I'm going to be keeping it in my MC Clubhouse garage. After that, we have 40% off the Issi Savestra. The Savestra has good acceleration and top speed, but where it really stands out is the traction. Despite the high torque delivered to the rear wheels, the high traction keeps the wheels glued to the road, making the car great for track races with lots of tight turns. However, this grip makes it hard to drift or power slide with the vehicle, and also has a very annoying tendency to downshift if a drift is not initiated properly, which for me it happens a lot, although the short gear ratio also helps you recover quickly as well. After that, 50% off the Issi Sport. The Issi Sport can be considered a step up over the base model as well as the classic iteration, as it carries the handling characteristics but has overall better acceleration and top speed, and the all-wheel drive layout also helps traveling on dirt roads better, and it feels quite planted on normal roads in the city, making it far less prone to oversteer with very tight turn radiuses than its 2 previous counterparts. And even in the event of a spinout, it can be easily corrected without too much trouble. I really like the Issi Sport. Finally, after that, we have 50% off the Maxwell Asbo. The Asbo's overall performance is incredibly below average at best, and I'm being generous there. The wheel spin is high on initial takeoff, though this unfortunately implies nothing of the actual output of the engine because there's just no power being delivered to the wheels really at all. The Asbo is simultaneously prone to spinouts and oversteer, and it demonstrates excessive body roll in sharp turns if executed undramatically, and it doesn't even fare well against collisions due to its fairly weak durability. Now, in terms of what I recommend you buy this week and what I recommend you avoid buying, what I recommend you buy this week is the Pfister Comet SR, the Nagasaki BF400, and the Issi Sport. What I recommend you avoid buying this week is the Pfister Comet Retro Custom because the Comet SR is just a better choice. That one is a little bit more in the middle there, and it's kind of like, you know, depending on the type of player you are. I do own one, I do like it, but I'd recommend you get the Comet SR first if you're looking for just a reliable vehicle. After that, the Ardent, the Pegassi Tezeract, stay away from that. The armored Boxville, you don't really need it. The Issi Sport as well as the Maxwell Asbo, never buy that as well. But with that said, we've reviewed every major discounted purchase in GTA Online this week. I'd love to know what you think about the property and the vehicles on offer for us. Do you agree with this list? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section below if you agree or disagree. With all that said, we're going to be wrapping things up right here. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and you want to stay up to date with all the best GTA Online, Red Dead Online, and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing we post here on the channel. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. You're more than welcome to ask me any questions on those platforms. You can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all my social media links can be found in the description down below. That being said, thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next GTA Online video. Adios, amigos.